In my own words, I would define photography as capturing the moment and making sure it looks as great as possible.
Well, I guess the technical term would be to capture light, right? But it captures so much more. Like we just did a video and it said it captures the soul of anyone in it. And I feel like that's very true. It captures the essence and all the nuance of what you're taking pictures of.
It is a form of communication and art. It's putting something like in a moment of time on a picture. Get older, I want to go and get into the comics industry. And a big part of illustration is photography. You have to know how to angle things in the real world the same way you would have to do is putting it on paper. And when I want to draw, I know I'm going to have to put that on paper, and I'm going to take inspiration from actual photography, real world settings, and try and put that into illustration.
I think in other forms of art, like music, it's a temporal act where you have the time defining it as well, but in photography you're capturing one moment, and it can be a little harder to make that a real thing to look at and not just pass off.
Whenever you take a photo, sometimes it's in the whiff of a moment, and then sometimes it's like takes a lot of planning and lots of setting up and preparation. I think that's, for the most part, the process is a lot different. It's what makes it so different from other mediums.
There's so many different ways of doing art, and I just think this is a fascinating one. Recently we were talking about composition and what looks better to the eye, and I think that really it affects the storytelling of an image.
It's all about, in my eyes, I think it's all about framing. I think it's all about the setting and how the setting looks. You can have interesting photographs without people. I love photographs without people. I think it's very nice to take pictures of architecture and stuff like that.
It can move people, it can say a lot of things without actually saying it.
The role of photography in preserving culture and history is that it can help people look back at the past, and it's a lot easier to remember something if there's a visual aspect.
Photography can change the world. I think a good photo can change someone's view on a certain topic and certain things.
When people look at my photos, I want them to understand this small part of the photo that I found significant that others may not. I eventually hope in the future to use my photography as album art or inspiration for such.
Sports photography, I would really like for people to understand what's happening. I feel like since I know a lot about, let's just like use football as an example, I want to capture like important moments, people who like sports and people who don't like sports, to both really connect with my images.
I think it points, you can make things like stand out that people don't see.
If I were to ever get into photography and make it my main profession, I would want to take pictures of things people forget about or people underestimate. I really do think people should empathize more with the less fortunate, and I would love to end up being able to give people better perspectives of certain topics through photography.